Hiya, it's Marie here from Minerva. On today's video catch-up fabric showcase extravaganza, call it what you will, we are going to take a look at the UK manufacturer Dashwood Studios. Now, Dashwood Studios absolutely love to collaborate with different designers and constantly bring us beautiful contemporary and innovative designs that really do drive our creative soul and constantly challenge and inspire us to want to sew more. So it doesn't matter whether or not you're part of the design team that they're trying to inspire and challenge to bring us bigger, better and more beautiful designs than what they did the last time round, or whether or not you're the poor person in the fabric store that's been stopped dead in your tracks. Not necessarily a fabric store these days, because more of us are shopping online and making our fabric purchases online. But either way, you have been stopped dead in your tracks from a gorgeous piece of Dashwood Studios fabrics that have literally inspired you to want to pick it up and sew with it and to make yourself something absolutely beautiful out of their beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Now, most of the fabrics are a cotton poplin that I am showing you. I will mention if they're one of the different fabrics, but all the cotton poplins are 100% cotton. They are a traditional quilting cotton weight, so that is that nice crisp body fabric weight to the quilting cottons, and they're 110 centimeters or 43 inches wide if you're somewhere in the world that still deals with the imperial system instead of us here in the UK with the metric system. So I do always try and pop in both measurements, which makes it really easy for everyone. Now, also from Dashwood Studios, I have some gorgeous needle cords and the most amazing to die for challis fabrics that you will just absolutely love. Trust me, because I love them all and I want them all and I am a real fabric hoarder. But anyway, moving on. So also all the fabrics that I mentioned today, we will have our little fabric pop-ups as we go, so you can add them directly into your basket, and everything will also be tagged below at the bottom of the video. So if you've got your Minerva account, you can save the video and come back to it later on. If you've actually got to go off and behave like a grown-up, you know, you might have to go to work, you might have to go deal with the kids. We always can't stay in our pajamas and sew all day. We do have to go and behave like a grown-up. So you can save the video and come back to it. Now, if you haven't got your Minerva account, what you need to do is to actually log in and with your name and your email address just to create your account. And then when you've got that, again, you can save any one of the videos, you can save any fabric, you can save any pattern. If it's on the website, you can save it and come back to it you know, at a later date when you've got more time. So let's get started and maybe have a look at what I've got in store for you with these gorgeous Dashwood Studio fabrics. Oh, before we get stuck into the video, I will just share with you really, really quickly what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing a really lovely McCall's pattern for my blouse, and my trousers, you can't really see them very well, can you? But they are trousers, are the cigarette pants from Gertie's book, So Vintage Casual, and the top, as I said, it's a McCall's pattern, which is M7868, and my fabric is a Lady McElroy fabric that we've had for simply ages, but I have had a quick look and the stock is quite low. So if you can't find the fabric link, it's because you weren't quick enough, and please don't be mad at me. But there are plenty other options that I'm sure you could make up this really great McCall's top in. So let's get stuck in and take a look at our gorgeous fabrics that we have from Dashwood Studios. Now, I know you will be a lot more familiar with seeing bolts of fabric and rolls of fabric piled high around me in my showcase videos, where this time round I've actually got them on the hanger as Dashwood Studios would supply their samples to us. So this is kind of sneaky because they send them through to us and we just look at them and go, can't decide, I want them all, send me them all. But also it's a really great way for you guys to actually see everything from the collection of farm days in one go, so you can look at it and go, ooh, I like that one, I like that one, must remember that collection because there was a whole heap of farmyard animals in it. So, as I said, this particular one is called Farm Days. So we have a gorgeous selection of animals in this particular print. The first one up are the gorgeous pigs on the cream background. Then we have our beautiful sheepies on the mustard, and I love the mustard because again it's a really nice on-trend colour. Then we have our little chickens here on the blue with some really gorgeous details with the windmills. Then we also have our beautiful cows on the grey, and I think that is just really stunning and really elegant. You know, the good thing about a lot of these colour palettes is that there is only 3 or 4 colours in them, so they're not too messy or bright in how they've made them. And then the next one we've got is our gorgeous ducks. So we've got some of our ducks in a pond and some of our ducks are roaming completely free. Then the last one we've got is our Motley Crew collection of the farmyard animals. So we've got a little bit of everyone there. We've got our sheep, we've got our piggies, we've got our cow, we've got some lovely details like the windmills and also the little pigsty where the little pigs live in. And also we've got our puppy dog in there. I don't know if you can see him. And he's just keeping everyone in line and making sure everyone plays together absolutely nicely while they're out in the farmyard. So as we said, I've got this one here, which is Farm Days, and that is just a really gorgeous, fun, animal-inspired design from Dashwood Studios. The next lot of fabrics we're going to take a look at is this gorgeous collection called Rockpool, which is really just this aquatic nautical feel collection, fabrics that are also inspired by nature that you discover around the seaside, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. It's quite a hard one. So within this collection, we've got 6 fabrics yet again. But what I will say is that we have what I would consider 3 primary prints and then 3 coordinating prints. So the first primary print is this lovely one here, and it's such a shame that we've got only such a tiny bit of fabric of this one, because what you've got is the lovely schools of fish, you've got the gorgeous array of different shapes of shells, you've got the starfish that also kind of remind me a little bit of an octopus with their tentacles, but I think it is meant to be a starfish. So you've got that one as your primary or your first primary print. Then the next one that we've got here is this really lovely underwater theme where you've got all this different seaweed in its shapes and different forms that you discover it. If you've ever snorkeled in a coral reef, you will see all the different shapes of the seaweed, and that's what this reminds me of. And this is a really crisp design, I think, because the white is really clean, it's got a tiny amount of black detail, and the blue background of the fabric is just gorgeous. I love this one. Then the next one that we've got as our third primary print is this particular one here. So we've got lots of shells, we've got lots of seaweed, we've got lots of detail in it, we've got different rocks, we've got like little squiggly lines that could be, you know, schools of fish going all through together. You know, we've got different shapes like this that kind of remind me of birds. So there's lots of different elements of this one here that really just bring back memories of going to the seaside and seeing lots of these different shapes in various forms in rock pools or by the sea or coral reefs or anything like that. So this is a really gorgeous one. Now the next 3 that I'm going to show you are the coordinating prints. So we've got this lovely, not quite yellow, not quite mustard colour, and this is really lovely as well. It's got different little shell designs and it's got little splodges of colour in it that I don't know if you can see, that are slightly sharper, so they kind of remind me of rocks, or that's what I think they represent, are rocks, which is a really lovely colour. Then you've got this particular one here, which is, again, I think it's kind of meant to represent shells. I'm not so sure. This one comes in 2 colourways. So we've got it here in the navy and a little bit further over in the white. And again, it's just a lovely coordinate that brings through the shape of the shells, the shape of the stones, keeping with that nautical theme or that tropical ocean theme, using all the colourways from the collection on the white. and then on the navy I should say, and then you've got the reprint of it on the white, which I think is just absolutely lovely and maybe a little bit cleaner and a little bit crisper than the navy version. The next fabric we're going to take a look at, or collection I should say, it is called Elements. So this one here, again, it's based on nature, but it's more mountains and trees and birds as opposed to the ocean theme, I guess. So we've got lots of really subtle colours. We've got like a salmony pink colour, we've got the stony colour, and we've got different shades of blue that are quite subtle and not very overwhelming in their colour palette. So the first one we've got here is this really lovely tree design on this really simple stone background. They're not a solid tree, which is really nice. They've kind of got a little bit of a line all the way through it. But again, a really lovely, simple design. Then this one here I absolutely love. This is a really gorgeous stemmed flower design on that lovely stone background, and the white flower just pops. And this is the perfect print for someone who's just starting to experiment, maybe with a bit of print and a bit of colour, that's trying to move away from a solid in their wardrobe and wants to experiment a little bit more with colour and print in their wardrobe and their sewing. The next one we have is this one here, the random leaf print. So again, you've got a lovely amount of detail. We're using all the colours, the pinks, the soft greens, the stony colours with all these leaves, and they've got a huge amount of detail in them with the little white stems. Really effective, but very, very simple. This one here, I have to say, is probably one of my favourite out of the whole collection. I love this. I love the colourway of the blue. I love the clouds. I love the navy birds where they're circling around. I can just imagine this on a huge piece of fabric, and it would just be really gorgeous. A lovely statement piece without it being too overpowering with too much colour, because the colour palette is really quite subtle, but you've got lots of design, and I can just see this made up into a gorgeous dress, and it would just look absolutely beautiful. The last one on this particular hanger is kind of what I would describe as the stripe for a girl that doesn't do a stripe but kind of wants a stripe. So yes, it's all the lovely line design. It's got a lovely amount of detail where I guess the little rows kind of remind me of clouds, or the top half of clouds, with the way how they've done it. And again, they've kept with the colour palette. You've got the lovely blue, the lovely pink, a little bit of a soft yellow, and the stone thrown in there as well. So a really great colour palette, not hugely overwhelming, with it being bold colours, but really lovely subtle colours. Now, the next half of this collection, we've got a couple more on the next hanger. So again, we're keeping with the soft colourway with it, with that soft stony feel with the greys and the blues and the beiges. But this one here, it's got a little bit more green to it with the grey, and the lovely white bird detail in there, which is beautiful, again with the clouds. I think that is just lovely. Then we've got here our mountain range in the gorgeous blues and the green. I love that. I think that is just so effective and would just make up in something really, really fun. I could actually see that in a little bit of a shirt top, and I think that would look really fun where all the colours just come together. But that is really beautiful, lovely colour palette mix, a tiny amount of detail with the little dots all the way through it, and the dots do change in colour as well. So it's not just the same coloured dot all the way through it. But yeah, really lovely, really gorgeous, lots of detail. And then the last one, what we actually have is a border print. And I'm a real lover of a border print, I have to say. I love a good border print. I love chopping them up and making all sorts of things. So what we've got is all the clouds in the blues, and the soft greens with the white. We've got some of the flower design, and we've got the white birds. So I'm going to roll this up, and hopefully you can see it as we go. So it's your 112 centimetres wide, remember this one, but it's a one-way border print. So you've got one half of the border there, and it goes up, and it kind of just varies in what the print looks like. So you've got the clouds at the top, and then you get that more definition of the stemmed flowers, the white birds on that lovely colourway down the bottom. And again, I can imagine this made up into a dress and it would look gorgeous. So this collection, it is called Elements. It is that lovely nature feel. It's got some soft colourways in it. And I think it's just gorgeous. And I love the border print. Who doesn't love a border print? Let's face it. Just a quick reminder, as we're going through with all the fabrics, you may have noticed already with some of them that they're listed as a pre-order. Now, a pre-order just means we've run out of fabric and we're waiting on more stock to arrive. So there's no hesitation about you not getting the fabric. It just means that you might have to wait a few more days for it to get to us before we can send it to you. So that's why we have the pre-order, because we don't want to take these gorgeous fabrics off the website. We still want them there for you to buy them, and so they get listed as a pre-order. So you just have to wait a little bit longer for your pre-order, but the fabric will be with you. And obviously, if we've got it in stock, we send it out straight away. If it's a pre-order, we send out everything that's in stock, and then we send you through the missing bit of fabric that may be listed as a pre-order. The next fabric we're going to take a look at, or fabric collection I should say, is this one here, which is called Lazydays. So what we have is our holiday inspired tropical getaway fabric, or sunny destination fabric. So we have some lovely beach scenes and all things associated with holidays in this fabric collection called Lazydays. First up, we have the beach scene, which is all the different bodies lying on the towels, the different shaped towels, the different coloured towels, the silly details that you always get on a beach towel. So we've got the bodies, we've got great umbrellas, we've got, you know, lots of pop of colour on a really pale background. I think that is just really fun. Then the next one we've got is our planes, because how else do you get on holiday other than going on a plane? Especially if you're based in the UK and you want to go somewhere hot and tropical, you get on a plane. So this particular one, really lovely blue. Again, a nice amount of detail with the clouds. And also this is a great one for someone that may just want to be a pilot one day and you want to make them a shirt with a plain theme. I think this is just a really cute fabric. Then we've got our ice creams. How I love the ice creams. Who doesn't love an ice cream when you go to the beach and the seaside? And here there are so many tempting ice creams. And you've got it on the lovely yellow background with just a huge splash of colour. So we've got pink, we've got purple, we've got red, we've got blue, we've got black outlines. It's just really fun, and I love all the different ice creams that feature on this. And I will be honest, I've probably had quite a few of those ice creams in my time, on holiday or not on holiday. And then we've also got this one here, which is our lovely aquarry background with our palm trees and pineapples. Again, this one here, it's got a lot of detail in it, but it's not as poppy, obviously, as our little yellow one above. Lovely detail, very subtle. We've got a little flamingo, we've got some pineapples, and we've got the palm trees. Really subtle, but gorgeous detail within this particular collection of holiday-themed fabrics. Then the next one we've got is the transport that you associate with the holiday theme, and we've got all sorts of cars, we've got buggies, we've got our little minibuses. Again, a really great fun colourway of fabric with all the transport modes of holiday, or that you associate with holiday. And the last one, I don't know if you can see this so well, I hope you can. Basically, it's everyone in the ocean. So we've got surfers, we've got rubber dinghies, we've got crocodile dinghies, we've got flamingo dinghies, we've got people swimming and waving, there's a puppy dog on a surfboard. There is a huge amount of detail, and it is just incredibly, incredibly fun. If you want to make something and you just want some tiny splash of colour, but you don't want too much colour, this is a great one. The detail's there, but the detail is incredibly small, but it still keeps with your holiday theme and it's not too overpowering. Again, it's a great one for a person that doesn't like too much of a print. You've got, as I say, lots of detail, but not lots of splashy colour detail that may distract from the really nice background that it's on with that inky blue. The next fabric that we're having a look at, or collection of fabric, I should correct myself, is this particular one here, which is called Our Planet. And this is just a great collection of fauna and flora inspired designs that represent our planet. And I love this. So we've got quite a lot of peachy pink, I'm going to say. We've got a nice white based one. We've got a bit of aqua thrown in there as well, and a couple of really dark ones. Now, I will say they're not quite black, but they're not quite a dark navy either. They're kind of a mesh of the two, but either way, very striking designs. So the first one we've got here is this lovely floral design of a leaf style print. So we've got all different shapes of leaves on this peach colour background with a bit of aqua teal, white and some grey. I think that will look, I'm not 100% sure on this one. I think I would need to see it in a bigger piece to know how much I love it or dislike it, but it's still a really lovely colourway. The next one that we have is just gorgeous. So we've got, again, that really inky background with the lovely green. We've got some birds and we've got a really nice bit of poppy pink and a bit of poppy orange in it, which brings in a huge amount, which brings in a lovely amount of detail with the actual floral part of it with the bird design. The next one that we have here are our sleeping tigers. I love them. And they're hanging out with a nice little bird there. We've got some little dragonflies on this really gorgeous white floral design base. And I love this one. I think this is really quite clean and incredibly striking. It's a really lovely print. The next one we have is my little native friend, the koala. Again, I love this. We've got it on the pink background that I know won't be to everyone's taste, but I think he does look quite cute on that peachy background. So we've got our gum trees, some leaves for the gum trees and some lovely little flowers. I think that is very, very cute, I have to be honest. Then this one here is very similar to the white one that I've shown you, but it is a little bit different. So it's not quite a reprint of the design or repeat of the design. There's a few varying themes with it. Our tigers are a little bit bigger. We've got a couple of turtles thrown in. And again, it's a slightly more punchier colour palette. So whatever you make from this, if you're making yourself a garment, it will be a lot more statementy than perhaps the white version. Then we have our safari friends, or zoo animals. I'm going to say zoo animals to save the controversy because they're all kind of from somewhere different. So we do have a lovely giraffe, we've got a tiger, we've got a koala, we've got our elephant there, and they just all look absolutely gorgeous on this beautiful aqua. And then we've got, or mint I should say, that's listed as, and then we've got the same print, which is very much more punchy in the dark inky black colour or navy black colour, where all the animals stand out. And I have to say that one is my favourite version of the two colourways. So that is just really great. So you've got your tiger, your elephant, your koala, and also a giraffe. I love this one. It is just gorgeous. Then staying with the really big bold part of the print, what we have, it's not a border print, but it is a panel, so it is absolutely huge. So it's perfect. I will fold it in half for the moment. It is perfect if you want to make something as a quilt out of it and pop in some of these large elements. So we've got our gorgeous big tiger, we've got our lovely elephant there. Then this side here, we've got our planet with all the beautiful fauna or floral design around it with a lovely little, oh, what have we got? A leopard. We've got a little random leopard in with this one. He's worth it. The panel's worth it just for the leopard to pop somewhere. And then I will stand up to try and give you a better look. We've got the huge border across the bottom. So yeah, that would make up into a really gorgeous, gorgeous quilt, utilising all of the elements of this. It is just beautiful, this one. So you've got quite a lot going on, and it's just fun, and it represents everything. Can you see our little leopard? Yeah, there he is. It is just gorgeous, this one here. Yeah, so that is everything from our planet. A beautiful fauna and flora inspired design, and I think it's just a great collection. It's a this is a really beautiful collection, I have to say. I love this collection. It's one of my favourites, and I would just enjoy sewing up something out of this collection. Staying with the animal themed fabric, I have a really lovely needle cord for you, and this particular collection of fabric is called Meadow Safari. Now, you may have stopped and thought, what the hell is a needle cord? What fabric is she showing me? Well, basically, in a nutshell, a needle cord is much like a corduroy, and if you're of a certain age, you may now be having heart palpitations about, oh my God, it's a corduroy, and thinking mustard jello flares. But this is so not that. But I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the term corduroy, and a corduroy is a raised fabric with ridges in lines. So basically a needle cord is a super duper fine version of a corduroy. So the ridges that you will find in a needle cord, in the space of an inch, there is 21 tiny ridges all close together. So it is super fine. You can't really tell that it is a corduroy of any way, shape or form, because it is called the needle cord, but that is what the type of fabric is. So you've got a little bit of visualization when you're looking through going, oh my God, what is a needle cord? That basically is what a needle cord is. Now, a needle cord is 100% cotton. The fabric itself is really versatile, so it is perfect for stuff like tops, trousers, jackets, skirts, anything like that. But my personal favorite would be winter jammies, I have to be honest. And the giraffes are on my hit list for winter jammies when I get around to it. So that will feature somewhere in a make at some point in time. So watch this particular space. So we have these 4 really lovely fabrics in the needle cord from Dashwood Studios called Meadow Safari. We have our lovely giraffes on the blue. They are, to give you a little bit of an idea of the sizing, from nose to nose they are 16, and from top to bottom down there they're 12. So they're a really nice size, not too big, not too small, and a very versatile fabric. The next one we have is the gorgeous mustard, with the butterfly design. And again, to give you an idea of the sizing of the pattern, we are 8 centimeters from the top of the butterfly there to the bottom, and then that particular square you're looking at is 12. So he's 12 across and 8 deep as you reprint or repeat of your design, and that is a really another lovely design in the needle cord. Then what we have is our really bright floral. Now this one is probably a little bit more psychedelic and 70s inspired. So we've got our beautiful flower design in lots of poppy colours of the slightly more retro tones, I'm going to say. It does have that retro vibe to it. But again, really nice floral, splash of colour, just gorgeous. And then the next one that we've got is more of our softer animal themed safari meadow vibe. So we've got our gorgeous elephant we have our giraffe, we have a lovely tiger, and we have lots of floral inspiration on this really dark inky navy black background, because again, I wouldn't say it's a true black, but it is definitely very, very dark, with a great splash of amazing colour with it. Oh, one other thing before I forget, the needle cords are 150 centimetres wide, so they are wider than the normal fabrics that we have, or than the quilting cottons, and also they are machine washable. So again, you haven't got to worry about any special treatments with these fabrics. Perfect, beautiful, and just lovely and soft to touch. As we've been going through our showcase, you may have earmarked quite a lot of fabric that you want to use, and you might not want to purchase just a purchase at metre length of fabric that a lot of it will come up with in the pop-ups, but what you can purchase is half a metre. So if you do have something in mind that you need a smaller quantity of fabric for, you can purchase that half a metre of any one of the fabrics that I am showing you, and also any one of the fabrics on the website. If you do have a smaller make in mind, as I'm showing you the whole collections, and if you can't make up your mind and you want half metre lengths of it, a half metre is not a problem to purchase whatsoever. The next lot of fabrics I have for you are called Hobbies. So this covers everything from the baker in your life, the cooker in your life, the great outdoorsman in your life, and more importantly, the sewer in your life that needs something as well. These fabrics are great if you want something fun like an apron, little accessories, or, you know, like a sewer will just use any one of them to make an outfit, let's face it. So what we have here is some really nice soft pastel-y shades, nothing too loud, nothing too poppy. Again, a huge amount of detail within all the prints. There's just so much in each one of the prints. It's hard to go through everything. But what we have is the first one here, which is just a general all-purpose cooking theme. So that is what I'm going to describe as the all-purpose cooks print. Quite hard, yeah. So we've got a spatula, we've got some carrots, we've got a measuring jug and pot. So that is just a general, really lovely, all-purpose themed cooking print. Then the next one that we have up is the painter-inspired drawing artist print. So that one is great. So it might be for an artist that you know that might like something. Someone might paint, someone might be a bit of a decoupage crafty person, because you've got your pots of glue and your scissors. So that one is a great one, and again, it's on that beautiful minty background. The pink one is obviously for the sewer. So we've got our sewing machine, we've got our pins, we've got our needles, we've got everything that we need to create a garment on this one, and a really lovely pink background. Then the next one we've got is our baker. So we've got our little KitchenAid represented, we've got some lovely beaters, we've got bowls, we've got spatulas, we've got cakes, again on a really lovely blue, lots of colour, but not bold in your face colour, just beautiful soft pastel colours. And again, you will notice with a lot of these prints that they've got amazing detail that features, and I think that's the great thing about a lot of the modern prints. There is so much detail in them. They're not just, you know, a blob of colour, but there's detail, 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 and you will notice all the detail in these prints. The next one up we've got here, it is for the gardener. So we have our rake, we have our gardening gloves, we have our wellies, we have our pot plants, you know, we have carrots, you know, it's for the gardener that does everything. And obviously it's on that nice sagey green background, a little bit darker than the sagey green that featured earlier on. Then the next one, or the final one, is the great outdoors print. So we've got birds, we've got binoculars, we've got backpacks, we've got bicycles, we've got camping gear, we've got boots. So this one here, it kind of covers the outdoors and anyone that does quite a lot of outdoors hiking, camping kind of theme. So these ones here, as I said, this collection is called Hobbies, and there is a great amount of fun prints in there. And something I think just about for everyone that might have a bit of a hobby, and you could get away with making a really fun themed shirt or dress or outfit for them. We have finally come to our lovely rayon challis geometric print fabrics that I'm about to show you. But just quickly, I will just remind you that the chalices are 140 centimeters wide or 55 inches. They are 100% rayon. The chalices are also machine washable, so you don't have to worry about any dry cleaning costs. But do remember to pre-wash your challis first before you make it up, because a challis fabric, it does tend to shrink, and that can be anywhere between 10% to 20%. So you don't want to put in all the hard work and make yourself something beautiful, wear it a couple of times, whack it in the washing machine like on a 40-degree wash or something, and then have it shrink, because you will pull it out and literally cry because you've done all the hard work and can never wear it again. I will be honest and hold my hand up and say I've done it more than once. I am not someone that pre-washes a fabric, and I always have to remember to pre-wash my chalices so I don't have tears after the fact. So let's now take a look at this gorgeous geometric leaf abstract styling that we have from Dashwood Studios in their challis fabrics. So we've got lots of bold poppy colour and lots of bold designs. So we've got this one here, which is the first one, which is just amazing geographic design in beautiful pinks and purples and really subtle peachy tones. I love that. I think it is dead gorgeous. Then we have my next favourite, which is our diamond abstract, and this one we have actually in 3 colours across the 2 hangers, because I've got 2 hangers of this. So this particular one here is the gorgeous turquoise, and then we've got a really lovely square abstract. Again, you've got those lovely blues and pinks with it. Really gorgeous, really lovely, and just fun, bold styling. The next one we have is this one here, which is slightly more floral based, again with your leaf prints on the beautiful green, and again very simple line drawn style illustrations, I have to say, but that one is a great colour in the green. Then this particular one here is our multi fabric in the diamond shape. Very statementy, very bold, and very, very gorgeous, I have to be honest, isn't it? It's just absolutely stunning. And I have shown this in a different showcase as well, this particular one. And it is just gorgeous when you see these fabrics on the roll, this challis, that diamond challis pattern. It is beautiful. And then the last one on this hanger, again, we've got that really lovely leaf styling. It's very green with a splash of blue and a splash of white, and that tiny bit of that peachy colour that has featured through so much of the Dashwood Studios collection that we've seen within this year. So again, another really beautiful print, and any one of these will make up into something absolutely stunning and gorgeous and statementy. So it just depends upon how bold you want to go when you're going bold. Now the next lot of fabrics in the challis, because they're split over 2 hangers, we have this one here, which is again a really lovely geometric, a little bit softer styling in the soft pastel colours of the square block. Then we've got a slightly different more of a traditional square block, where I guess this one here, you've got the squares with a few little diamond styles with it. So this one here is more of the square in more of a pink base. So that one is really quite gorgeous with the oranges. Then we've got our final diamond shaped fabric in this one. Very pink, very red, very bold. And again, as I said, if you've seen the showcase where I've shown you the actual roll of this, it is just to die for. Again, that one is on my make list. I love it. I love so many of the fabrics. I'm awful. Again, we have this one. We've already seen this one in the paler colorway on the last hanger. So this one here, it is more pink, it is more orange, but still just as beautiful. Quite soft, abstracty styling with this one, not as punchy. It's a little bit more muted and a little bit more fun. Again, we've got that floral design as a reprint, so this is more of a purple based one. Again, you've got the leaves, you've got the stems of the leaves. It's more pink, it's softer, but quite strong in the colour, I think. I think you've got to have the right complexion to actually carry this one off. But again, the styling is lovely and the colourway is lovely in all the colours that are used on this colourway. And the final fabric of our beautiful chalice, again, it's that same lovely leaf pattern or leaf style pattern on that darker background. And again, I wouldn't say that it's black. It is that mix of a really lovely dark navy with a bit of black. So it's not as harsh as what black can be. So I think in the collections across this season that Dashwood Studios have used, it's a really quite a smart move to not use a black because I think black can be a little bit too harsh with all these lovely colours, and it gives it that rich depthness and warmth in it with these beautiful colours. So this one here, very autumny shading, but a really beautiful colourway. So that is it. They are all your super gorgeous Dashwood Studio chalices. It is very difficult to pick a favourite, but lots of great colours, lots of poppy colour, and beautiful fabrics to make a top in like I'm wearing today. So yeah, do yourself a favour and grab a chalice. We're just about at the end of our fabric showcase of our Dashwood Studios fabrics, and we're back to our lovely cotton poplin fabrics. So our last collection of fabrics is called Silk Road, and it is truly a nice, bright, colourful collection, and I almost think I've saved the best till last because it's a really bright, poppy clash of colour. I love this. I think it's just really fun, this collection. So first up, we have this really gorgeous floral print with the greens, the aquas, the pink, the soft blue. It's just really lovely. It's just a really bold, fun, little bit retro floral print with lots of gorgeous colours in it. So I could quite happily make myself up and wear something in this particular print. The next one we have is this one here on the orange, and I will be honest, when I first saw this, it kind of reminded me of prawns, and I couldn't quite work out what the prawns would be doing in a collection called Silk Road. And then I had another look, and it's actually dragons. So it's got that little bit reminiscent of a Chinese New Year dragon, because, you know, normally you would associate red with China and the New Year, but it's a little bit more orangey with red. And I have to say, this whole collection for me really has, it's a bit of a mash of cultures. So it's a little bit Indian, it's a little bit it's got a little bit of a Chinese theme to it, and it's got a bit more of a Moroccan vibe to it. So it's almost like it's taken all the best bits of these cultures and mashed it all together to create a really gorgeous collection of fabrics that are just reminiscent of the Far East. So anyway, got a bit sidetracked. That one is our lovely little dragons. Then the next one we've got is a paisley. You know, gotta love a paisley. A paisley is great. Very pink, very yellow, beautiful colorway in that one. You know, a really lovely fabric, and I would love this as a coordinate with something. I'd quite happily make a pair of pajamas and use that as something like the lapels in it. Love that. Then you've got something really quite understated, and we've got this one here, which is all the boats. So they're very much the Chinese style boats that you would see out in the harbour in Shanghai or somewhere like that. They're that very traditional sort of boat, and I absolutely love that. But a beautiful collection of pink and white and orange on this gorgeous very navy. This one is definitely more navy than black as a background. Then the last one, it's just, this one here is that little bit more Moroccan feel to me, where you've got all the houses and the temples and the colour, and it's just a great bold splash of colour and shape and styling. I love this one. That one is one of my favourite ones, I think, out of all the prints of this particular collection. So this one here was the hanger one. Yeah, I've got a couple of favourites on that. It'd be very hard to pick what I would want to make out of that. And then hanger two, we have obviously some very lovely elephants. Lots of gorgeous detail with the elephants with that. And it's just beautiful. We've got pink elephants, we've got orange elephants, we've got white elephants. Really lovely, very crisp, very beautiful colourway, that one. Then the next one we've got is another paisley. So instead of it being more of a pink orange paisley, we are a lovely beautiful blue tealy pale, a tealy colour paisley, which again I think is absolutely great. Then we've got our little sailing boats again, in the pink, which is again a really lovely fabric, a really gorgeous coordinate that you could use with lots of things, and a lovely splash of blue and almost like a little bit of a dark purpley shade in there as well. Very, very gorgeous. Then the next one that we have are our camels, and again, I'm going to say he reminds me of Santa's Little Helper out of The Simpsons. Really strange, I know, but I just looked at the shape of him and I literally just thought of Santa's Little Helper out of The Simpsons. That's really bad, isn't it? Really sorry, Dashwood Studios, about that. But yeah, he's definitely a camel. Again, a lovely amount of colour detail. You've got the white, you've got a bit of green thrown in there, some lovely tealy blue shades. Fun print with this Moroccan Indian clash of styling and colour. I just think this collection is absolutely great. And then we have a double-edged border print. So I'll wind this up a little bit so you can sort of see. Here's the first edge. So we've got our elephants and some lovely little trees. Then we've got all these stars through here. And then we come to some more gorgeous little elephants down the bottom there, with some beautiful floral design. And as I say, I do love a border print. And again, this one I absolutely love. I would love to make a shirt dress in this, and mix in probably 3 different fabrics out of the whole collection. It would be very hard for me to pick which 3 prints I would want to go with, but I do think this border print would just make up and look really gorgeous in something like a shirt dress for yourself, or maybe even something, a little dress for a little girl or something. It is just absolutely lovely. So as you can see, that is a really nice double-edged border print. Your border print or your double-edged border print, just a reminder, it is 112 centimeters, so it's not huge. So if you're thinking of making something for yourself, you do have to take into account that you don't have a huge amount of length to play with, but absolutely perfect for something that is a little girl. And that one is the final one to our gorgeous Silk Road collection from Dashwood Studios. So again, you've got 2 really beautiful lots of fabrics, bright poppy colours, and simply just gorgeous. We have now come to the end of our showcase featuring all these beautiful fabrics from Dashwood Studios, and I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions about any one of the fabrics that have featured in the showcase, please do leave a comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And equally, if you've been inspired to make up one of these beautiful fabrics, please do post a picture here on the Minerva community page so everyone can see your absolutely gorgeous make, because I know it will be. Also, if you would like to see more of our Minerva videos, do press the follow button that is at the top of the video to follow us for more amazing content. Don't forget, everything is tagged that I've spoken about in the video, so your favourite fabric shouldn't be too hard to find from the showcase if you haven't already tagged it with the pop-ups as we've gone through. It is all tagged below, so you should be able to find it really quickly. If you're only just discovered us here at Minerva, do come and join our community of like-minded makers from across the globe and open your own account here on the Minerva page. And for that, all you need to do is sign in with your name and email address, and you get your own part of the little Minerva community page where you can save all your favourite fabrics, all your favourite patterns, videos like this, comment on other people's makes, all sorts of stuff. It's a really great tool to have, and a very good guide, or a very useful thing to have as a quick reference guide when you find something, and you can just save it to go back to it at a later date. And also we do send you a lovely little thank you to your inbox for joining us here at the Minerva community. Now, the other thing that I will quickly mention is you might want to consider the Minerva Craft Club, where you do get 10% off your purchases for a year. So that should come with a big sign that says warning, 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 because if you're anything like me, it could be very dangerous where you're someone that tends to buy more than what they make. So, I'm Maree from Minerva. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and hanging out with me and discovering just some of the beautiful Dashwood Studios fabrics that we do here at Minerva. I really hope there was something in there that you loved and has inspired you to take on and make. So again, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I will see you soon for another Minerva showcase video where I'm showing you even more gorgeous fabric that you have to add to your stash or just make up because it's beautiful and you have to make it up. So until next time, take care, sew on and stay safe. Bye.